But here's where we begin. If you thought it was a little weird that the White House press secretary had to answer a birther question at the daily press briefing yesterday, a question about whether the president was really born in America, well, today the lunatic fringe one-upped that weirdness by forcing not just the White House press secretary, but the president himself to have to answer a question from maybe even further out in right field. It was during a town hall meeting on health care today that was hosted by AARP. Check out this question.
I have heard lots of rumors going around about this new plan, and I hope that the people that are going to vote on this is going to read every single page there. I have been told there is a clause in there that everyone that's Medicare age will be visited and told to decide how they wish to die. This bothers me greatly, and I'd like you to promise me that this is not in this bill.
You know, I guarantee you, first of all, we just don't have enough government workers to send to talk to everybody to find out how they want to die. I think that the only thing that may have been proposed in some of the bills, and I actually think this is a good thing, is that it makes it easier for people to fill out a living will. So I actually think it's a good idea to have a living will. I'd encourage everybody to get one. I have one. Michelle has one, and we hope we don't have to use it for a long time. But I think it's something that is sensible. But Mary, I just want to be clear. Nobody's going to be knocking on your door. Nobody's going to be telling you you've got to fill one out. And certainly nobody's going to be forcing you to make a set of decisions on end-of-life care based on, you know, some bureaucratic law in Washington. That would be kind of morbid.
The President of the United States today answering whether or not he wants health care reform because it's secretly a plan to kill old people. This is one of those moments where you go, oh, funny question. Must all be just a big misunderstanding, right? It's like a Three's Company plotline. So what's really going on is the government's encouraging people to get living wills, which they've been doing without controversy for 20 years. But then Chrissy and Janet got it in their heads that it's not about living wills. It's about killing all the old people. Panic, panic. And then we realize it's all just been a misunderstanding. We're all glad the president could play the part of, I guess, Mr. Roper here and clear up this big misunderstanding. But, you know, then it turns out that this isn't a little Three's Company plot misunderstanding. This is not one isolated question from one confused, isolated town hall questioner. This is actually sort of the tip of the iceberg here. It's a whole new crazy conspiracy theory unfolding where the craziest of them seem to be unfolding these days among Republican members of Congress speaking on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives. I am not kidding.
Republicans have a better solution that won't put the government in charge of people's health care, that will make sure we bring down the cost of health care for all Americans, and that ensures affordable access for all Americans, and is pro-life because it will not put seniors in a position of being put to death by their government.
The Republican plan will not put seniors in a position of being put to death by their government. That's an advantage. That was Republican Congresswoman Virginia Foxx of North Carolina on the House floor today. And it's not just Virginia Foxx with this crazy theory. Republicans across the country are running with this idea.
A lot of people are going to die. This program of government option that's being touted as being this panacea, the savior of allowing people to have quality health care at an affordable price, is going to kill people.
That was Republican Congressman Paul Brown of Georgia. Democrats want to reform health care because it's a secret plan to kill people. This is the kind of thing that when it shows up on the floor of the House or in a town hall with the president, you get a little glimpse of crazy. But the nest for this kind of crazy, where this stuff is hatched, it's among the conservative base and in the conservative media. Conservative talk radio is really where they let it all hang out.
People at a certain age with certain diseases will be deemed not worth the investment and they will just, as Obama said, they'll give them some pain pills and let them loop out until they die, and they don't even know what's happened.
For all those listening, you're hearing, perhaps for the first time, the dirty little secret about what's going on here. The elderly are going to be especially hit on this thing.
You think Obama was secretly born in Kenya is a widespread conspiracy theory? Well, health care reform as a secret plan to kill old people is everywhere on the right. It's only starting to surface in mainstream politics because of the town hall, because some members of Congress are willing to say it on the House floor. But this is a widely held, widely propounded theory about health care reform. Here's Republican Congressman Thaddeus McCotter of Michigan. He's the head of the House Republican Policy Committee. Here he was speaking on Friday.
This is very dangerous. We in Michigan have already fought back an attempted assisted suicide several years ago. And yet you see that the people who support this are trying to use this bill to advance this agenda.
See, health care reform doesn't have anything to do with the fact that our health care system stinks. It's secretly a way to trick people into killing themselves. That's the argument here. And then there's Republican Congressman Louis Gohmert of Texas. Here he was speaking on the Alex Jones talk radio show on the same day.
We've been battling this socialist health care, the nationalization of health care, that is going to absolutely kill senior citizens. They'll put them on lists and force them to die early because they won't get the treatment as quickly as they need. Once the government pays for your health care, they have every right to tell you what you eat, what you drink, how you exercise, where you live. Anytime you have economic chaos, people are always willing to give up their liberty to get economic stability.
Look at Hitler.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best examples, maybe the best example. This has been done throughout history.
Mao did it.
And that's exactly what I was thinking of. But this is the kind of thing we've got to stop.
You know, the Democrats may be fighting it out about whether they're going to be beholden to the insurance companies and whether there's going to be a public option in health care reform. But when it comes to the Republicans, this is the kind of thing they are bringing to the table. Hitler, Mao, and secret plots to kill old people.